This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight. A pair of proposed developments in Palmetto is now one step closer to becoming reality. One is an apartment complex, the other is a medical center development. ABC7's Rick Adams is joining us live from some property that is near the Bradenton Area Convention Center with more on these planned developments. Rick?
Yeah, Haley, it's kind of hard to tell, but the medical facility would be built right back there, and about 2 miles up the road from here is where the apartment complex would be built. This is land where a 3-story, 18-unit apartment complex could soon be built. It's located on an acre of land next to the Terracia Housing Development and Golf Club in Palmetto and across the street from Blackstone Park. Ariel Santana visits the park at least 4 times a week. She's happy to hear about the proposed plans for these apartments.
Yeah, I think it's really good, convenient. People, if kids live there, the park's right here. It's really close. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Someone who isn't too happy about these apartments is Palmetto resident Sean Doenberg. He lives down the road from where these apartments would be built and says the rural land in pockets of the city continue to disappear.
Shocked to see that Palmetto's getting developed big time. From when you should have seen it back in its glory days.
In addition to this 18-unit apartment complex, a 20,000 square foot 2-story medical office building is being proposed for about 2 acres of land just south of Haben Boulevard near the Bradenton Area Convention Center. City officials tell us these developments are great for the area, especially since the medical plaza will bring in more jobs.
There's a lot of growth going on in the state of Florida, in the Tampa Bay area. It really is about getting those quality developments.
For Dennis Doenberg of Palmetto, he's someone who works in the medical field. He's excited to hear about the proposed medical facility.
We need them. We need that kind of stuff here in Palmetto.
If all goes according to plan, work on both the apartment complex and the medical facility could begin this spring, with it being finished before the end of the year. And both of these projects will go in front of city commissioners for approval next Monday. Reporting live from Palmetto this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. A husband and wife are recovering from injuries after what's believed to be an accidental shooting at their home in Sarasota. The police department says it happened off of Signal Point Circle this afternoon. The husband and wife were cleaning their gun when it went off. Police say the husband was shot in the hand and the bullet then struck his wife in the leg. The case is being considered an accident and is being investigated. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office investigating a fatal crash. It happened this evening on Clark Road near Beneva in Sarasota. Witnesses tell us the crash involved a car and a pedestrian. The crash closed the eastbound lanes around 8 o'clock. A major announcement from FPL. The company is planning to build new power plants at 8 more locations, comprising more than 2.5 million panels. The announcement coming during FPL's solar panel competition today on the Suncoast. Each of the 8 solar panel sites will create enough power for 120,000 homes each. The location of the new sites will be announced in the coming weeks. FPL officials say not only are the new solar plants good for the environment, they're also economical.
The solar energy centers that we're building around the state are cost effective, which means for customers there'll be no net cost because they will pay for themselves in fuel savings.
The location of these new sites will be announced in the coming weeks. A record number of manatees in Florida. Florida Fish and Wildlife announced today that its aerial survey found more than 6,600 sea cows between the Atlantic and Gulf coasts. That's the most since the state began this census in 1991. This is the 3rd straight year the manatee census has topped 6,000. Last year, the federal government downgraded the sea mammal's protected status from endangered to threatened because populations have rebounded. Great news. Now let's head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast. Maybe we can get some much needed rain, Bob.
Looks like it. We will. Those manatees like the warm water too, and it's been unusually warm this winter. We haven't had really cold outbreaks, and water temperatures have been hovering into the upper 60s to low 70s for several months now. What we are looking at is an area of low pressure that is developing over the lower Mississippi Valley. It is going to track right over into the eastern Gulf of Mexico on Wednesday. And when it does so, it's going to bring us a good chance for some rainfall and even the potential for some thunderstorms our way. Now, we need the rain. The high fire index is here right across our viewing area. You can see that the high range in the red there covering DeSoto and also into Highlands County, also pretty high as well into Manatee and Hardy counties. You can see the high numbers there. Typically, we don't get to these numbers usually until late March, so it's fairly high as a result of the lack of rainfall we've seen with the lack of cold fronts really moving through the area. 65 right now, clear skies. Dew point is at 61. We have an east-northeast wind, very light, and looks like we could see some fog forming in patchy areas to cause some problems tomorrow morning. Well, more on that coming up in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Florida House Speaker Richard Corcoran is willing to allow Visit Florida to remain alive if it can survive off of 1/3 of the funding sought by Governor Rick Scott. A House bill filed today would place a series of new requirements on Visit Florida, and the agency would only receive $25 million. Governor Scott requested $75 million of the state's budget go to Visit Florida. A representative for Scott called Corcoran's move a threat to Florida families who rely on the tourism industry. In a statement, Governor Rick Scott's office says more than 1 million Florida families rely on jobs in our tourism industry and are threatened with this massive cut. Unfortunately, some politicians don't understand that jobs are not expendable to families who have to put food on the table. On this President's Day, some Americans used the day off to protest. They called it Not My President Day, a message aimed at President Trump. But the president himself made it a working holiday, selecting a new national security advisor. Here's ABC's Richard Cantu.
At Mar-a-Lago, President Trump once again reaching into the ranks of the military.
General H.R. McMaster will become the national security advisor.
Naming a career Army officer to succeed former General Michael Flynn, who was fired for lying about his conversations with Russian officials.
He is highly respected by everybody in the military, and we're very honored to have him.
General McMaster is a veteran of the First Gulf War, Afghanistan, and Iraq.
I'd just like to say what a privilege it is to be able to continue serving our nation.
He is a West Point graduate with a Ph.D. in military history.
He's going to do a great job.
McMaster comes aboard as President Trump prepares to issue a new version of his extreme vetting travel ban. Senior White House officials tell ABC News in the new draft, people from the same 7 majority Muslim countries targeted in the original order would still be banned. But this new draft does not automatically reject refugees from Syria. It also clarifies that green card holders and dual citizens of the U.S. and those 7 countries are exempt.
Donald Trump is not my president!
And on President's Day, thousands of Americans took to the streets for what they called Not My President Day. There were anti-President Trump rallies across the country, one of the largest at a Trump hotel in New York City. Richard Cantu, ABC News, New York.
And straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, a directive to Florida prosecutors regarding seeking the death penalty in ongoing cases. A spike in reports of human trafficking cases, where Florida ranks compared to other states, and what's being done to change those statistics.
4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. How to be heart healthy at every stage of life. Plus, a local girl sings for Bon Jovi and Dolce Italia in the kitchen. Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new, unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money, it's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Hurry in to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings on some of America's best vehicles. Over 100 standard and available safety features make the new Chrysler Pacifica a safe investment for any family. And right now, you can buy one for just $24,999 or save up to $11,000 on a new Ram Crew Cab during Ram Truck Month. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Well, Bob, we are driving up the wildfire
Right, or the
threat.
risk. Yeah, absolutely. And a little early, too, earlier than usual. There's some good rain headed our way, a really good chance of getting some much-needed heavy amounts of rainfall. And we're talking maybe 1 inch to 2 inches of rain, which is a lot more than we saw over the weekend, which was only a quarter of an inch. But no rain today for a lot of the beachgoers. This is Nokomis Beach, and it was a nice day out there. There's some hints of red tide, though, and especially when you get that west coast sea breeze moving in, folks that have respiratory problems, it really exacerbates that as that red tide effect comes on shore. And we have had that recently, especially down south near Nokomis and Venice Beach as well. And it looks like the red tide not going away right now, but a beautiful day out there. And it was packed. The roads trying to get out there in Cortez and also Manatee Avenue just around 10:30, 11 o'clock. We're just bumper to bumper for miles. Vanway's a webcam showing a gorgeous sunset tonight out over Sarasota Bay. And photos sent in, yes, of course, great shots. Longboat Key Bridge, just as Maryland getting this shot, sending it in. We appreciate that photo. Norm, also a nice shot over Sarasota Bay. And this one from Sydney Desmond at Ringling by the Bay. A lot of folks out there checking the sunset out. And just right there is a bright light there. That is Venus that has been shining brightly just after sunset. Well, the radar picture showing a lot of rainfall out here in the western Gulf of Mexico. Again, another area of low pressure developing here. And this low will track off to the east in time and bring us a real good shot at some moderate to heavy rainfall, even the possibility of some thunderstorms on Wednesday. Now, that's the timing of it. And the heaviest rain, it looks like right now in the mid part of the day, but we could still see some showers out ahead of the actual system. We'll see that in the forecast. Now, as far as our current conditions go, up and down the coast, 65 degrees at Sarasota, 67 in Bradenton and in Venice. A few clouds down in Venice. Now, we're going to see some high cirrus clouds moving in out ahead of the storm system on Tuesday, so it won't be as sunny as we saw today, but still, we'll see plenty of sunshine out there. 83, 2 degrees shy of the record 85, and that was set back in 1997. This morning's low was 57. We'll be right around 60 degrees for a low temperature to start things off on Tuesday. We had a little bit of rain over the weekend. We're still at a deficit for the month and for the year. We could make that up, though, in one fell swoop on Wednesday as showers and thunderstorms start to gather in the eastern Gulf of Mexico and then move on shore. 57 now in Jacksonville. It's 59 in Tallahassee. Still 70 in Miami. 75 in Key West. And temperatures fairly uniform up and down the coast right now. 65 degrees in Cortez. The same in Bradenton, Sarasota. A couple degrees warmer in Inglewood, Northport. You're at 69 degrees. And 10 degrees cooler in Lake Placid. And that's a result of being a little bit further away from the water, where the water temperatures are very warm in the low 70s right now. Well, here comes the forecast. Heavy rain expected across parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and into the panhandle of Florida tomorrow. And you can see that spin and rotation right there. It continues to move into our direction. This last model is really showing some moderate to heavy rainfall, and some models are suggesting more than 2 inches of rain across parts of west central Florida. So we'll see how that plays out. A lot can happen, but even late Wednesday morning, you can see that low pressure was still kind of hanging around. So this may linger on into Thursday morning. And as far as the rainfall forecast goes, as we look through time, late Tuesday night, Wednesday, here it comes. We're talking up to 2 inches there. across parts of Sarasota, Manatee County, and even places inlands where they really need the rainfall. Now, nationally, they don't need the rain out west. In California, they continue to get it, and there are more storms lined up off in the Pacific that will move onshore, too, over the upcoming week. So, although they're getting heavy rainfall right now, more could be on the way, and heavy snow's falling in the Sierra Nevada range, where numerous watches and warnings. All the area in green that you see there, that is a flood watch. Temperatures across the U.S. pretty warm, real warm. 60 degrees now in Chicago, 67 in St. Louis right now, and 38 degrees in Detroit. It's a little bit cooler, but not too bad when you think about it, where we are in terms of the time of year. Southeast winds turn to the southwest, 10 knots. Seas will be 1 to 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. Tides upcoming. The next high tide will be at 11:18 tomorrow morning, and sunrise just after 7. Warm evening, mostly fair, some patchy fog, 60 for a low. Tomorrow, look for warm weather, partly cloudy, above average temperature. Average temperature right around 73, 74 degrees. Will top out right around 80 degrees. And then 80% chance for showers and a few thunderstorms on Wednesday, and lingering into Thursday morning and then tapering off by midday. And no real drop in temperatures. In fact, we'll stay above average over the next 7 days. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Florida prosecutors can now seek the death penalty in ongoing cases despite a recent state Supreme Court ruling. The court has ruled the death penalty can be applied as long as there's a unanimous jury recommendation. This comes just months after the court ruled a law requiring a 10-2 jury recommendation was unconstitutional. Today, the state Supreme Court said other aspects of the law are constitutional and prosecutors can proceed in capital punishment cases. Florida lawmakers continue to debate over eliminating controversial regulations on building or expanding hospitals. The debate about repealing what is known as the Certificate of Need has expanded to include nursing homes and hospice facilities. It requires healthcare facilities to get approval from the state agency for healthcare administration before they build facilities or add on. Officials with the Florida Healthcare Association say keeping the Certificate of Need is a top priority, but Governor Rick Scott wants to take a more free market approach to health care. Changes to this process will be considered during the 2017 legislative session that starts on March 7th. A new report shows an increase in human trafficking nationwide and here in Florida from 2015 to 2016. The National Human Trafficking Hotline reports 7,500 cases in the last year. That is up from 5,500 in 2015. The report ranks Florida third in the nation for crime with 550 reported cases. But those involved in the fight against human trafficking say these numbers may actually be a good sign. That's because they say more victims are coming forward and seeking help.
It was out there anyway. They were just not being identified. They thought, this is all I am. They were dying on the streets. They were thrown as drug abuse or homeless and just lumped in this category.
Florida has been ranked in the top 3 behind California and Texas since 2012 for the most human trafficking cases. As President Trump works to tighten immigration into the U.S., there's now an uptick in the number of people leaving the country. Dozens of people are crossing the border into Canada. ABC's Janae Norman explains why immigrant families are taking their chances by going north illegally.
Some families fleeing on foot.
We made it, and we're happy with that.
Immigrants in limbo, packed up with everything they own, and taking cabs right to the Canadian border.
Stay right there.
Some even willing to be arrested so they can begin making a refugee claim.
Why are you here? Asylum?
The number of those seeking asylum illegally crossing along the Quebec border is skyrocketing.
It's an illegal entry, so these people are arrestable because you cannot tell of their identity and all that.
In January, 452 incidents, an increase of 230% over January 2016.
These numbers have increased a lot here in just in the last 10 days, 2 weeks.
The influx started picking up in November, the Canadian immigration website crashing election night. Recent immigration raids and debate over the president's executive order banning refugees from 7 majority Muslim countries continue fueling fears.
These are campaign promises. Some people are so surprised that we're having strong borders.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has promised to keep Canada's borders open. Meanwhile, President Trump is preparing to introduce a new executive order on immigration. Janae Norman, ABC News, New York.
Sports is next. Stay with us.
Out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Join us for Sarasota Opera's 2017 Winter Festival, opening February 11th. Featuring Puccini's most famous opera, Madame Butterfly, Rossini's delightful comedy, The Italian Girl in Algiers, Poulenc's heartbreaking Dialogues of the Carmelites, and the medieval thriller, The Love of Three Kings by Italo Montemezzi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 941-328-1300 or visit sarasotaopera.org.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s, plus incredible savings on move-in ready homes. Come tour 6 designer models. This is the time of your life. Make it island time at Harbor Isle. Go to mintofla.com now.
Now, sports.
Boston College may be just what the Florida State Seminoles needed tonight. The Noles coming off of 2 straight losses, but Boston College has only 2 ACC wins so far this whole season. Florida State takes an early lead. In the first half, the Seminoles' Jarquez Smith finds Jonathan Isaac down low for the lay-in and the foul. Later in the half, PJ Savoy steps up and knocks down a 3 from the wing. And then skipping ahead to the second half, it is Jonathan Isaac again knocking the ball away to start the break. He gets it back and finishes the break with a dunk right there. Final score 104-72 FSU. Finally, another win, and the Seminoles push their home winning streak to 20 games. A Suncoast girls basketball team is preparing for the state semifinals. Tomorrow, the team will parade across the Bradenton Christian School campus and then head to Lakeland, Florida for the state Final Four. This is the girls' first trip to the Final Four since 2010. Last year, the Panther boys basketball team won second-place honors at the tournament. The girls' team plays tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, and we wish them a lot of luck. For the first time, we are hearing from an Atlanta Braves baseball player about the accident that changed his family's life. Sean Rodriguez is an infielder who signed with the Braves back in November. Last month, the former member of the Rays and Pirates was driving near his Miami home with his wife and 2 young sons when a stolen police car plowed into his SUV. Rodriguez's wife suffered some broken bones and the children had to be hospitalized, but Rodriguez says he is grateful.
I'm here, my wife and my kids are alive, and I get to kiss them and say goodnight to them, and I still love them every day. So for that, I'm just grateful and blessed. I mean, it's hard to look at any of the negative or the bad stuff with that still being a factor. You definitely stare into, your kid's eyes a little more, into your wife's eyes, just definitely bask in that moment a little more, that you get to, see them and play with them and kiss them. So yeah, there's definitely a level of appreciation you can't deny.
The person driving that stolen police car was killed in the crash. As for Rodriguez, he suffered a torn rotator cuff and some other injuries. He is expected to miss at least the first half of this season. We are now just a few days away from the first games of spring training. This Friday, the Baltimore Orioles will take on the Detroit Tigers in Lakeland. And on Saturday, the Orioles will go head-to-head with the Pittsburgh Pirates at Lecom Park in Bradenton. The game starts at 1:05. And check out this photo that's making the rounds on social media, capturing the excitement of spring baseball. The Orioles retweeting these pictures of 3 young Orioles fans perched atop their bikes to get a peek at the spring training action on Saturday. They're hoping to catch a few fly balls, I'm sure. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner. After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
I won cash for life from the Florida Lottery! So I get $1,000 a day every day for the rest of my life. Day 1, bought a pony, we're best buds. Day 7, this is crazy! Another day, another grand. This one's on me. Then Mom said, better save some. And another grand, share the love. I don't even play this thing, but I got a bunch. And another grand, and another grand, another grand, another grand. Let's do it again tomorrow.
With a prize of $1,000 a day for life, the new Cash for Life draw game is your ticket to a grand day every day.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Contemporary Cabinetry and Closet Concepts. Our strength is in building a relationship with our clients. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years. When you organize your home, you simplify your life. Call today for a free in-home consultation or visit the web at contemporarycabinetry.srq.com.
He's been ranked by Time magazine as one of the 100 most influential people, and today he was here to share his knowledge with the Suncoast. Jared Cohen is the president of Jigsaw, formerly Google Ideas, as an adjunct senior fellow at the Council of Foreign Relations. He spoke today and tonight at the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall as part of Ringling Library's Town Hall Lecture Series. He discussed the impact of technology, and he says although it can help the world in many ways, it can also create obstacles.
Every challenge in the world has a digital manifestation. So you have 4.3 billion people online. By 2020, you're going to have 6.1 billion people online using smartphones. So technology will go from sort of being something that we talk about to something that's ubiquitous. And if you look at the parts of the world that are coming online, these are the most restive corners of the globe.
He goes into more detail about that in his book, The Digital Age, Reshaping the Future of People, Nations, and Business. It was a New York Times bestseller. And bring in some very interesting people, all spectrums for that Town Hall Lecture Series. It's amazing.
It is amazing. And our weather's been amazing, too. It will be changing a little bit on Wednesday, but tomorrow, enjoy.
All right. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.